Hi, this is a review of the BMW Z4 sDrive 30i and the Porsche 911 991.2 911S. Now this is likely not a fair comparison because the Z4 is a 2-liter engine with 255 horsepower, whereas the 911 is a 3-liter engine with 420 horsepower and 368 pound-feet of torque. Probably a fairer comparison would be between the Z4 and the Porsche Boxster. That being said, I do think a lot of shoppers will cross-shop these cars. The Z4 has more tech than the Porsche. One of my favorite features is that the car unlocks itself as you walk towards it with the key in your pocket. The cabin also has a much more modern look than the 911. That being said, the newer 911s do have a better interior. The instrument cluster is all digital. The sport and comfort buttons change how the engine responds, how the transmission responds, and the weight of the steering wheel. I think the iDrive control system is probably the best infotainment system in the car business. It's definitely better than my Porsche 911. It's also better than my Audi A8 and better than the command system in the Mercedes. The area on top of the controller can be used to input handwriting. The voice control system is also quite impressive. Navigate to nearest hospital.
I have found several destinations. Which one should I select?
The heads-up display is bright and clear, and it shows the navigation directions. And one of the cool things is that it actually also shows a little map of the area as soon as you're about to come to a turn. The central armrest can be opened with the press of a button, and it reveals two cup holders. The placement of the cup holders are a little weird. Now, if you close down one of the lids, you can rest your arms there, but then it becomes difficult to reach for the cups. There's a storage net in the back with a pass-through into the trunk. The trunk itself is quite spacious for a car that is so small. This year, the BMW only comes with a soft top and not the hard top. The soft top can be opened and closed at about 30 miles an hour and opens and closes in about 10 seconds. The interior of my 911 is fairly old school with analog gauges. The newer 911s are more modern. I've had my car for about 2 years now, and I absolutely love the 911. It drives very flat. It's very confidence-inspiring. You can actually feel the car through the seat of your pants. The steering is extremely direct and precise. It deals with bumps and road imperfections very nicely. I don't have the sports exhaust, but I still think the car sounds great, especially at high revs. Now this corner coming up is one of the areas where I can usually do a power slide, a low-speed power slide on my way to work. You can see that it's very easy to get the rear out, but it's very controllable. Jumping onto the Z4, there are a few things I notice immediately. One, the car is definitely a little quieter than the 911, but not by much. Now as you accelerate, the nose of the car lifts up, and then as you decelerate, the nose goes down. This is probably because there's quite a bit of play in the suspension, and then once you go over bumps, the car kind of bounces around. So it doesn't deal with bumps quite as nicely as a Porsche does, and so it's not very confidence inspiring. Now with the top of the car down, it's still fairly quiet inside. You can speak to your partner, you can listen to music, it's still fairly comfortable, and it's a pretty nice long distance cruiser. In summary, the BMW Z4 is a very good roadster. It's great to drive with the top down. It's pretty smooth and quiet on smooth roads. But when you push hard, it's not very confidence inspiring. You can't feel the car through the seat of your pants. You just can't tell what the rear end of the car is doing. And on rough roads, it is quite bouncy. So I think both are great cars. They both serve different purposes. If you want to enjoy the weather with the top down, the Z4 is a great choice. If you want a car that is thrilling to drive and is extremely confidence inspiring, I don't think anything can beat a 911.